feel like driving?
Make it to Austin County to show. They had some white liberals that was mad about the watermelon tree.
Oh,
Yeah, they rescheduled it for fall. And then my daughter will have a going away party for the Navy, man. So I ain't want to miss that. So yeah, we rescheduled. Now we coming back out. Yeah, you know, Austin bittersweet for me.
lit, bro.
What's up with it, so? Say,
Man, listen.
Tell Percy, I just left Lil John. I don't be seeing you nowhere out of here. I don't be seeing you niggas nowhere out of Fort Worth. I be in Dallas, Fort Worth, Miami. I don't know. What's up, so? I already know what's up, my nigga. I don't be seeing niggas nowhere.
That's how I feel about these. I swear to God.
I be in the
I've been trying to.
The sections everywhere.
Hey,
Yeah.
I've been trying to get in touch with you, man. My dad, he running for mayor in West Memphis, and he been doing blues festivals for like 30 years. And I've been telling him about you, like Dad, like I be in this radio station watching you. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna figure out how to put it together. I'm only 24. I play professional basketball, and he working. But I really want to get in contact with you to figure out how to do your comedy fest at his blues festival.
Hit me up.
Yes, sir.
Send me a message now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's all I want to say. I know you a busy man. That's all I want to say. I love you. Huge fan of you. I appreciate what you do for the community. And man, just keep going. Love. Love.
To go. Hey, send me a message. I'm gonna call you when I get off.
Yes, sir.
I bet. Yeah. What's up with the little shop? Oh, that's my shit. Jose Cuervo, 2 for $6. Don Julio Ruffo pints, 2 for $45. Who that got you bad on drink like that?
So the conversation kicked off with people asking Charleston what was really going on in his life. And before long, he started talking about everything from liquor deals to where he plans on living next. He joked about different drink specials, laughed about not really drinking like that anymore, and even started comparing cities. According to him, Miami served its purpose, but now he's seriously looking toward Fort Lauderdale because he believes you simply get more value for your money when it comes to real estate. Charleston explained that when he first moved to Miami, the city itself was the attraction. It was a lifestyle, the energy, and everything that comes with a Miami name. But after spending some time there, he admitted that places like Fort Lauderdale and even Tampa started looking a lot more appealing. He pointed out that for the same amount he's paying for a condo in Miami, he could be living in a mansion with a pool in the backyard somewhere else. From his perspective, that's just a smarter move financially. He also mentioned that his son is currently staying in Miami and staying focused, which seemed to be something Charleston was genuinely happy about. Instead of worrying about distractions, he said he hopes his son is stacking his money and handling business the right way. While Charleston is thinking about changing locations himself, it doesn't sound like he's completely cutting ties with Miami. Instead, he hinted that he may end up keeping a place there, while also getting another home somewhere like Tampa or Fort Lauderdale. As the conversation shifted, somebody brought up NBA YoungBoy and referenced comments YoungBoy reportedly made during one of his live streams. Charleston didn't seem surprised at all. In fact, he quickly brushed the situation aside and explained that YoungBoy doesn't really speak directly to him anyway. According to Charleston, communication between them has mostly happened through mutual contacts rather than direct conversations. That immediately caught people's attention because fans have constantly speculated about the relationship between the two. Rather than escalating the situation, Charleston took a different approach. He suggested that YoungBoy was simply going through another emotional phase and dismissed the comments as temporary behavior instead of something serious. He described it as the type of energy younger rappers often display when they're trying to make noise or keep people talking. Instead of sounding offended, Charleston almost laughed it off, making it seem like he wasn't taking the situation personally at all. He even compared the situation to the way younger artists often challenge older figures in hip-hop. According to Charleston, that's nothing new. He joked that young rappers always like stirring things up with veterans because controversy keeps everybody watching. He also referenced YoungBoy speaking on Future and other artists, saying this kind of behavior has become common in today's rap game, where people constantly repeat rumors, throw little shots, and keep social media entertained with drama. Charleston basically argued that a lot of what fans see today is simply people repeating stories, adding their own opinions, and keeping conversations alive online. From his perspective, that's become part of modern rap culture. Everybody wants attention. Everybody wants engagement. And sometimes saying something controversial gets people talking faster than dropping music. He didn't seem shocked by any of it because, in his eyes, that's exactly how the current generation operates. The conversation then shifted away from rap beef and focused on Charleston's own schedule. Someone asked whether he planned on returning to Dallas for another show, and he immediately confirmed that Dallas will actually be the final stop on his tour this year. He explained that he normally starts touring at the beginning of every year and follows a similar schedule annually. This time around, he plans to wrap everything up with a big event in Dallas before closing the year out. Charleston also reminded viewers that last year's Dallas stop didn't go the way he expected. He claimed the event was shut down before he could properly finish the tour, mentioning the controversy surrounding Charlie Kirk as one of the reasons everything became complicated. Because of that experience, he made it clear that returning to Dallas isn't just another stop on the schedule. To him, it's unfinished business, and he wants to end this year's tour the way he originally intended. Later in the live stream, Charleston started joking about his appearance after viewers noticed his hair growing back. Laughing at himself, he admitted people probably thought he couldn't grow his hair anymore, but he proudly showed everyone that it was coming back. He even joked that if he could stay patient for another couple of months, he might be able to grow his dreadlocks all over again. The entire moment turned into one of those classic Charleston White conversations, where he mixes humor with complete honesty. He continued laughing about the situation by pointing out the thinning spot that originally convinced him to cut his hair off. Charleston joked that once he pulled his hair back, the bald area became impossible to hide, making him feel insecure enough to shave everything. Now that it's growing back thicker, he sounded optimistic that he might eventually bring the dreads back if everything continues filling in the way he hopes. Toward the end of the conversation, someone asked Charleston whether he had seen Boosie Badass reportedly speaking about DJ Vlad and Jay-Z. Charleston admitted he hadn't watched the interview and immediately sounded skeptical about the claim, based on his experience. He said Boosie usually stays away from randomly disrespecting people without a reason, so he wasn't ready to believe the reports until he actually heard exactly what Boosie said himself. Charleston explained that Boosie has always seemed like someone who tries to stay balanced when handling situations publicly. Even when he disagrees with people, he usually approaches things differently than many rappers. Charleston admitted Boosie may have commented on the topic, but he wasn't convinced Boosie flat-out disrespected either Jay-Z or DJ Vlad the way some people online were claiming. So yeah, the live started off with Charleston White doing what he always does, talking to people, joking around, and answering random questions from viewers. Somebody asked him about that liquor spot, and Charleston immediately started laughing, saying, "Man, that's my little place." He started naming drink specials, talking about bottles being way cheaper than what clubs charge, then joked that he doesn't even drink like that anymore. It was classic Charleston, bouncing from one subject to another without missing a beat. The conversation quickly shifted to where he's planning to live next. Charleston explained that Miami was cool, but he feels like Fort Lauderdale gives you way more value for your money. He said the houses, pools, and big properties out there make more sense compared to paying high condo prices in Miami. He even admitted he originally moved because, well, it's Miami, but now he's looking at Fort Lauderdale and even thinking about getting a place in Tampa while still keeping ties to South Florida. He also spoke about his son, saying the young man has been staying focused since moving to Miami. Charleston made it clear he's hoping his son keeps stacking his money and staying disciplined instead of getting distracted. Then the conversation suddenly shifted again when someone brought up NBA YoungBoy. Charleston laughed it off and claimed YoungBoy never really mentions him directly. According to Charleston, they communicate through mutual people instead of speaking publicly to each other. Charleston didn't seem bothered by YoungBoy's recent comments at all. Instead, he brushed everything off by saying YoungBoy is just going through one of his moods and creating noise like a lot of young rappers do. He joked that stirring up controversy is part of the rap game nowadays, saying the younger generation likes taking shots at the older generation because that's how they keep attention on themselves. In his mind, it wasn't personal. It was just entertainment mixed with ego. When someone mentioned Future getting dragged into conversations as well, Charleston kept the same energy. He laughed and said everybody already knows how the game works. According to him, a lot of artists simply repeat whatever gets attention online, keeping drama alive because controversy travels faster than music. He made it sound like YoungBoy was simply following the same blueprint plenty of rappers use to stay in headlines. The discussion then turned toward Charleston's touring schedule. He explained that he normally starts touring at the beginning of every year and wraps everything up toward the end of the year. He revealed that this year's final stop is scheduled for Dallas, Texas, and reminded everyone that last year's Dallas event never got the proper ending because of the controversy surrounding Charlie Kirk, which forced things to shut down earlier than expected. Charleston joked that he still feels like he owes Dallas a proper finale because last year's situation left unfinished business. He shouted out people tuning in from different cities, including the Bay Area, before somebody noticed his growing hair. That immediately opened another funny conversation where Charleston started roasting himself, saying if he could survive looking rough for another couple of months, he might actually be able to grow his dreads back again. He admitted the biggest problem has always been the thinning spot on top of his head. Charleston joked that every time he tries pulling his hair back, it exposes the area even more until he starts feeling insecure all over again. According to him, that's one of the biggest reasons he finally decided to cut everything off in the first place. Even while joking, he kept the audience laughing by making himself the punchline. Later, a viewer asked whether he had seen Boosie speaking about Jay-Z and Vlad. Charleston immediately responded that he hadn't watched it and honestly didn't believe Boosie would randomly disrespect either of them. He explained that, from everything he's seen over the years, Boosie usually stays in his own lane and avoids unnecessary problems unless somebody pushes the issue first. Charleston added that even if Boosie commented on the situation, that's different from outright dissing somebody. In his opinion, Boosie still tries balancing being street-minded while carrying himself with a player's mentality. Charleston laughed while saying that a difficult balance to maintain because, eventually, people usually expect you to choose one lane or the other instead of trying to be both at the same time. Things became even funnier once someone showed Charleston an AI-generated image that was supposedly based on him. The second he saw it, he completely lost it. Charleston started roasting the picture, saying whoever made it turned him into somebody he didn't even recognize. He joked that the image made him look too light-skinned, too polished, and nothing like the real version of himself. Instead of appreciating the artwork, Charleston said the creator actually missed a business opportunity. He explained that if the artist had made the picture look authentic, he might have even paid for it himself. Instead, Charleston laughed and said nobody would want to buy a version that erased all his scars, marks, and features that make him who he is. According to him, perfection wasn't the goal, realism was. He kept clowning the artist by saying they tried too hard to make him look handsome instead of making him look real. Charleston joked that his blemishes, marks, and imperfections are part of his identity, so removing them actually made the picture worse. Then he turned it into another lesson, telling the artists they needed to learn how to market themselves better because talent alone isn't enough if you don't know how to sell your work.